Love Renewal Center. And today I want to share a recipe with you that's one of my kids' favorites. It's called Spumoni Cake. So I thought I'd make this Spumoni Cake in honor of our summer celebration that all of you are invited here at the Renewal Center on July 6th. It is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're going to have a cookout. It's a meet and greet for everyone to come, especially those of you who have been on Zoom and want to come and meet some of us in person and meet the friends that you're with, in the groups. We want everyone to come and just enjoy a great time. We're going to have some games and barbecue and this Spumoni cake. Okay, so let's get with it, and I will show you what we need to make it. So I've already prepared. What you need is one cake box, white cake mix, okay? And you follow the instructions on the cake mix, which I've already put in here. So I'm going to kind of stir this up here real quick, and then we'll mix it with the mixer. I just kind of wanted to break those eggs up, okay? So the only other thing we're going to add right now before we mix it is a half a teaspoon of almond extract. Okay, so we're going to add that in. It smells really good so far. All right. So now, one thing I failed to mention was you need to preheat your oven at 350, okay? And you need to prepare 2 cake pans with your cooking spray so it doesn't stick, the batter doesn't stick. So let me go ahead and start mixing this together. And as I'm getting this mixed, I just wanted to tell you what you're also going to need is a 1/4 cup of chopped pistachios, okay? So I have a 1/4 cup of chopped pistachios here. I have a 1/4 cup of chopped up chocolate chips. So I chop these up, but you can also use the mini chocolate chips. Use a 1/4 cup of those. You don't have to chop them up. But this is what I had in my pantry. So chop those up, and then a 1/4 cup of chopped Marquisio cherries, okay, without the syrup. So I just took out a bunch of them and chopped them up already. All right. So but before we put those into the batter, I am going to separate some batter mixture here. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to, I don't measure it. I've done this so long that I don't really measure too much. I just kind of eyeball it, but if I had to guess, it would probably be about 1.5 cups of each. We're going to leave the white batter in here, some of it, but we're just going to put about 1 cup, maybe 1.5 cups, and just have it divided here. Okay. So do that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to add food coloring to make it look like the Spumoni. I don't know if any of you ever had Spumoni ice cream, but it's really, really good. And it has all this stuff in it. The pistachios, the cherries, the chocolate, kind of a little bit of everything. Okay. I don't want to waste any batter. So then in here, we're going to go ahead and put our pistachios, our chocolate chips, and our cherries. I'm going to mix that up. All right. It smells really good. All right. Now, in the meantime, probably be a lighter color, so I tend to put a little bit more of a green in there. But it kind of just depends on what you like. Okay, so these are kind of fun too to do with the kids, because I've also made a tie-dye birthday cake before, and those are really fun. Alright, so there's my green. I'm going to do the red. Okay, and let's see what this gives us. This is a great cake for the summer, by the way. It's a crowd pleaser. Everybody loves it. It's different, and it's not something that you get every day. So, okay, that looks pretty good actually. I don't think I'm gonna, maybe I'll do another little bit of red. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think that's perfect. So, there's your green, there's your red, pink, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to set this to the side. Then I'm going to take my 2 half pans, right? And I'm going to divide this cake batter that's got all the goodies in it. Just going to put some in there. And, you know, I just kind of eyeball it. I don't, not one for measuring and too much. So, this will take about 25 minutes in the oven. So, now I just kind of spread this around a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to add, by the dropfuls, just going to add our coloring batter. It looks messy. It kind of is, but I swear to you, it'll taste really good. Drop in our red, pink, whatever you want to. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be anywhere in the batter. All right. Now I'm just going to take my little spatula and just kind of give it a little swirl here. Nothing too major, nothing, just kind of like that. You can't go wrong, so don't, and you're not mixing it, you're just kind of blending it in together. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's do another green streak over here. Alright. Now, we are going to pop this in the oven for about 25 minutes. And when we take it out, you always want to check with your toothpick. And if it comes out dry, that means it's done. If it comes out wet, you know it needs a few more minutes. But do not take it out for 25 minutes. So, here we go. We're going to put them in the oven. And while these are cooking, I'm going to show you how to make the filling and the icing on top. Okay? So, let's get this started. have started preparing the topping, the whipped topping for this recipe, for this cake. So the ingredients you're going to need for this cake is, if you are making a 9 by 13 cake, which we are not today, we're making the round one, so we're going to add filling in the middle, right? So because I'm adding filling in the middle of a round cake, I'm going to double my recipe. But I'm going to tell you what you need for a 9 by 13, okay? So you're going to need a half a cup of milk. You're going to need a half a cup of powdered sugar. You're going to need a half a teaspoon of almond extract, and 1 package of instant pistachio pudding mix, okay? And you're going to need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. All right. Now, everything you see here has been doubled. So I went ahead and whipped up my whipping cream. I did 2 cups, okay? So this is how it looks. I may give it another whip before we put it all together. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this. So we're going to take our pudding mix, our pistachio pudding mix. We're going to put it in a bowl, okay? We're going to add our 1 cup of powdered sugar. We're going to add our 2 cups of milk. Look at that. Okay. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of almond extract. All right. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, what she got these sliced almonds and cherries here for? We're going to set those aside because those are going to be the topping, the pretties on the cake. So, let's whip this. You're going to whip it together for about a minute. So yes, it's liquidy, but it's thickened up a little bit, and partially that's because of the instant pudding mix. So now I've got the whipping cream here, and I think what I'm going to do is just whip this like for maybe 30 seconds, okay? So I like it to get, it's pretty stiff peaks, but this will give it a second. Okay. All right. This is feeling pretty thick. All right. Now we're going to add our cream, our whipped whipping cream to this pudding mixture. Cannot waste any of this whipping cream. 1, it's good, and 2, it's expensive. So we're not going to waste it. It's good to the last drop. Okay. All right. We're just going to fold that in together. See the pistachios in there, okay? So you want it to be like a little mint green color. So there you go. All right, now what I'm going to do is I am going to put this mixture in the refrigerator for about 10 or 15 minutes while I take my my cakes out and let them cool for about 10 minutes, because you don't want to put this on top of the cake while it's hot. It's going to melt. So I'll be right back. We're going to stick this in the fridge, and I'm going to take the cakes out, let them cool for about 10 minutes, and then we'll put this all together. Alrighty, we are back. So you can see the green, you can see the red in both of the cakes. You can see the chocolate and the cherries and the pistachios in there. And here's our topping, so, and our filling for the cake. So, kind of thickened up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is fill this, and I'm going to fill it pretty good. So we just spread this out. It's a really refreshing cake with coffee or tea. Enjoying a piece of cake with your friend or your neighbor. Okay. Let's just fill it a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take this top piece and put it on top of here. Okay. I'm going to put this over here. And then we're going to finish topping it with this. Now, the trick to this cake is you want to refrigerate it for at least an hour or two before you serve it. Okay? But if you just can't help yourself, you can go ahead and slice into it a little bit sooner. But at least give it an hour. So let's see, I am going to try to get the sides. And it does not have to be perfect. You always, when you frost a cake, you always start in the middle of it and then spread it out. So I'm just going to go around here. And it's easier if you have one of those cake round things that kind of move around. I have all that stuff at home, but not here at the center. Okay. All right. So I've covered most of it. All right. Now, to make it look pretty, I'm just going to clean the plate, because you don't want it to look messy when you're serving it, right? So then what you do is sprinkle some of the sliced almonds on top. And let me tell you, you can toast these as well if you want. I prefer it just like this, but some people like to toast them. Almonds are good for you, so I just put, okay, there we go. And then, to make it look pretty, just put, there you go. You have your Spumoni cake, okay? Now, because I made extra, and there's a reason why I love this stuff, so you don't waste it. What we're going to do is put them in pudding cups. So in this, you can cover it up with foil or little cellophane. Okay. Put a little almond on top. Put your cherry. We're going to do it here. Another one. So nothing goes to waste, okay? And cherry on top. Let's put a little more almonds on this one. Okay. So when I had my cafe, I did a Spumoni ice cream type parfait, and we'd always get heavy whipping cream and put the ice cream, put the whipping cream, put sprinkles and cherries and nuts on top and chocolate, and people would go crazy for it. So anyway, okay, so there you have it. There is your little pudding cups, and here is your cake. So I hope you enjoy it, but before I let you go, I wanted to read something from this prayer book that I got, and it's a prayer from Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 7 through 11. And it says, "For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of flowing streams with springs and underground waters, welling up in valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land where you may eat bread without scarcity, where you will lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron, and from those hills you may mine copper. You shall eat your fill and bless the Lord your God for the good land he has given you." And I thought that was kind of appropriate because here we're transitioning from summer into, or from spring into summer, and all the great things that are growing in our gardens, whether that be vegetables or fruits, or even beautiful flowers and herbs. So again, I wanted to remind you of our summer celebration coming July 6th here at the Renewal Center in Liberty. It's from 11 to 2 o'clock. So we're going to have a cookout, we're going to have games, we're going to have fellowship, we're going to have Spumoni Cake, and we just want you to come. Bring a friend. I encourage all of you to bring a friend or two. Bring your grandkids, bring your kids, young or old. Come one and all. So we just need you to register online on our website so we know how many to prepare for. But I look forward to seeing you, and again, before I leave, we are going to cut into our cake so we can show you what it actually looks like.